my weird way, get it like Toby. You on my way, don't get cozy. Give me my trophy. Yeah, I had to pray, I had to kill off the old me. Yeah, had to focus a lot, I'ma shoot my shot, Kobe. Yeah, I'm on my weird way, get it like Toby. You on my way, don't get cozy. Give me my trophies. Yeah, I had to pray, I had to kill off the old me. Yeah, had to focus a lot, I'ma shoot my shot, Kobe. Yeah, killing my verses, living my purpose. Yeah, healing my burdens, giving my service. Yeah, I had to pray, I had to kill off the old me. Yeah, had to focus a lot, I'ma shoot my shot, Kobe.
Yo, what's up, and welcome to another episode of Unnamed Sports Show right here on Gorilla Cross Radio, streaming live on GorillaCross.com, the Gorilla Cross app, Facebook Live, YouTube Live. We are everywhere. I'm your host, Quan59, and we have another dope show for you today, broadcasting live from downtown Las Vegas. Got my co-host. He was a little bit late today, so not in time. Josh Williams in the building. What's good?
That's how you gonna do me off the
break? Listen, man, they all know you were late.
Listen,
they could tell.
I had to drive around the city to get something notarized for a camp this weekend. So that's all I can say on that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was
all around town. There's notaries everywhere.
No,
don't you know one?
No, I do know one. So I had to drive.
Well, you know one now
office.
too. Another one.
Yeah, and then I had to deal anyway. It was a whole deal. But
that's cool.
The Olympics is over.
Toon Squad. You're wearing the Toon Squad shirt.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have a debate today. What Space Jam was better? Michael Jordan's or LeBron's?
It's not a debate, just like the GOAT.
Because we got all old people around the table. So wow. We'll be talking about that.
I'll take it. That's cool.
We have some guests. You can hear them in the background. We have some guests in the studio. You see one every Wednesday. Actually, you see both of them every Wednesday. But one every Wednesday right here on Gorilla Cross. We got Jose B in the building. What's good?
What's good, man? Appreciate you having me on.
Yes, sir. And we have my mom's favorite sports co-host and show. My mom hasn't watched my show in 2 months, 3 months, 4 months.
There's no way.
Ask her.
Come on, Rosalie.
She doesn't watch.
Come on, Rosalie.
And so I had to bring this special guest on today for my mom to watch, and she's already in the comments, one of the first comments. And she said, you know what? You need to get Mo in the studio too. And here's how I know my mom doesn't watch my show. Mo was in the studio on Thursday.
Yes, she was.
With my Tyrone Nesby interview, big interview that my mom missed. But this is her favorite show. I'll tune in. I'll have a show going on Gorilla Cross on Wednesdays, and I'll kind of tune out of my show that I'm engineering and tune into Girl Chat Sports. And my mom will be in the comments over there instead of Gorilla Cross Radio.
She's a writer.
We got Melissa Mel in the building.
Hey, Rosalie! Did you see the comment though? She was like, I got you on the big screen. So I want to just make sure that we're saying hello to Rosalie on the big screen.
Wow.
That's tough. It's a tough way to live. That ain't right. Rosalie, I'm very disappointed.
Mama should be supported.
She supports enough stuff.
My mama don't support either. It's all right. We ain't big enough yet, Quan.
Your mom has called before though.
Well, she called because she was looking to make sure there was proof of life.
Wait, she called the show?
Well, she called a different radio show that I was engineering because somebody, I won't say where he was, but
Josh was locked up.
His mom was calling another sports show to see if I had heard from him.
Mom was looking for proof of life.
Wow.
They thought
Is he alive? Where's he at?
They thought I was casino.
We thought he was gone.
They thought they thought Joe Pesci had got me.
He was in the back of a desert somewhere.
And I was worried.
Hollywood.
I was worried because I'm like, who's gonna co-host the show with me?
That's all you're worried
That's
about.
all
We
I'm
get
like.
it. We get it.
That sounds more like
I asked his mom, like, is Jerome available to co-host at least twice a month?
That's terrible.
But he's alive. I mean, that was a couple years ago. You've since cleaned up your character, and
that was last year.
No, that was pre-COVID.
That's it.
I mean, COVID's been almost
last year. It was last January.
Was it January?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it was
right
I
after
just moved into this.
It was right
spot.
after I had sold my house.
Okay.
That was the only reason why. If I was still in my house, that wouldn't even have been an issue. I'd have been in and out, know the thing. But I remember I was staying with my parents as I was waiting to get in my new house.
That's why. Okay.
And so I didn't make
so they
it home.
knew you weren't home.
I didn't make it home, and so it was like, "Where's Josh? Is he okay?" And then
Well,
phones
sometimes
off.
you don't come home, Mom.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Like I said, if I'd have been in my own house, we wouldn't have no
Nobody
problems
would
at all.
know.
I would have just been waiting for my court date.
That's it.
I mean, we would have been waiting because you did miss our show too.
I did miss the show.
So we were like, I don't know, he just didn't show up.
He didn't
we
show
didn't think
up
much of it.
for work today. Well, I was
Didn't
like,
show
no, he didn't show up.
No, he's not anywhere.
Is that normal? No, he's always here.
Welcome to Unnamed Arrests,
pretty
and
much.
we're coming live from Las Vegas.
Oh man, that was good stuff.
All right, so this is the vaccinated side, I think, and this is the non-vaxxed.
Yeah.
Okay.
My mask
Guess
is
so.
my mask is straight in my pocket, ready to go. Listen,
ready.
taking no chances.
All right. But you're back in the studio. I have to feel it's
I
been a
know.
long
It's been
time.
beautiful, and the studio is beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
You know, well, it's always home. It's just
Yeah.
why leave home when you can
Why
just
leave home
stay
when you
at
don't
home,
need to leave home?
especially for work and everything else. Like
There's life is out here. There's life.
I
There's
get
life
out
here.
She
on
gets out all the
occasion.
time.
Nah,
I
not
mean,
all the time.
never. She never does. In
Studio's
case
a
anybody
happy
from
place.
work,
On
work is
occasion.
watching.
It's a happy place. Being in here is a very.
I don't
happy
even go to
place.
the theater to watch movies.
Well, you don't need to with HBO
no,
Max
wait,
now.
she, well, and we actually went to the theater for HBO Max movie. But
Oh, I'm like, it's on. I can watch it at home on 82, and she's like, why am I going to the
I
theater
mean,
for? Like,
it's a lot bigger than 82
I need the.
You see, she got to throw out the size of her TV. Just to let
Yeah,
everybody
that
know.
was-
I
that was-
bought it
I did
because
keep
I
it.
bought it during COVID because I was like, I know if I'm staying home,
Smart.
I need it to be good.
Yeah.
I walked right by it. I was like, I saw that, and I just. I'm not even gonna dignify that with a response.
Usually I don't even let her through the gate unless she has mangoes, but she did have,
Yes.
what is this?
It's a fruit
mango
roll-up.
fruit roll-up.
Oh,
What's it called?
okay.
Mango bear.
Yo-yo.
Yo-yo.
The yo-yos.
Why
The
my
real
why my
fruit.
Because
bear
you're a
got the
kid.
lotus patch on though? What's wrong? What's wrong with my bear?
I got
He's
free
covered
He's
up.
advertising.
Come
covering
on.
up his
He's
drink. It's
covering
a
up.
PG show. Hello, remember?
It's an 82-inch TV.
Oh no!
Oh my God.
Oh, his unmentionables are covered.
It's unmentionables.
He
Wow.
might have a lot going on there. We don't want to scare the
This
kids.
is a polar bear. You know.
Wow.
Grizzly
I didn't know
bear.
the show's going to go this way with all our moms are watching too.
Melissa's here. Melissa's here, and they're gonna get the real Melissa today. I don't know if she shows it off on her show,
It's
but
always the same. Me.
Okay, all right.
Always the same.
Yeah, she doesn't change.
okay.
But you were invited to the movies on
I
Friday.
was. I
and
didn't
you
go.
You didn't go.
I did watch the show. I don't even know how that movie was so terrible.
She pushed. No, I liked it.
No,
She
it was
pushed
terrible.
play right when the movie started in the theater for us. She pushed play at home,
Okay.
so she felt like she was watching it with
Are you
us.
serious?
there you go.
Nah.
Basically,
She said,
Quan likes to think he's that
That's
important.
dedication right
That's the
there.
old school where you know what I mean, where you on the
No.
phone with Babe, and it's
I
like,
think I
okay,
watched
babe,
it
start
later
it now,
on.
babe. Let's
It was
watch
the
it
same
together.
night I watched it. It just I think I fell asleep in the middle. I don't know. It was terrible. It was
What
bad.
movie was it?
Suicide Squad, the new one. I like
Oh,
it.
I haven't seen it yet. I
No.
haven't seen it yet.
I like
I
it.
want to see it.
Starfish, really?
I like the violence.
See, I don't
the
know anything
violence
about
was
the backstories
crazy.
and all that, but
the gore, I was
That's
like,
what I
okay,
like.
that's but it wasn't. And then all the random characters, I was like, I don't even know who these people are.
Mm.
Well, you're not a comic book head,
I'm
so
not.
it's understandable.
Polka Dot Man, really?
Polka Dot
Were you a
Man?
fan
I
of
don't know.
Polka Dot
I haven't
Man?
seen the movie,
Look
so I
'em
don't
up.
know who's all in there.
'em
Like
up.
I said, I don't know the whole
It
backstory.
didn't sound very
No,
good.
it wasn't. It wasn't.
Polka
It
dot.
was
Not
good.
li-
Kind of
I'm-
like Space Jam 2. But anyways.
And Space Jam 1. Space Jam 1 was not good.
But it was
Great.
Better
better.
than part 2.
Raise your hands if you've even seen part 2.
Okay.
And I
Stop it.
immediately followed it with 1. I swear to God.
I didn't, but I almost did.
I did.
I was like, wait a minute, I gotta see this.
really-
show.
Because I really wanted to see, okay, I know LeBron was terrible at acting. I know Michael wasn't good, but I was like, let
Yeah.
me just, it's been like however many years, like at least 10, 20 since I watched the first one. So let me
Oh.
rewatch it.
Oh wow.
And then I was like, okay, acting's still not good, but it was still better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the first one also, like, I haven't seen the second one to really hold it to anything, but the first one, Michael was being Michael. He wasn't trying to be anybody else.
Right.
He was being himself. Bill Murray helped him. Larry Bird had some funny moments. It was a good movie. It was,
I mean, there was definitely some good moments in the second one. There was some good, like, oh, I get it. Ha. I forgot what they call those egg somethings. I don't know what the terminology is for
Not
when you-
eggplants.
like an aha moment. Like when you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I get that.
dang, I'm blanking right now for you too.
There's a name for
There's
it.
a
'cause I kept
term.
seeing
There's
it
a
in like
term.
reviews. And
Easter eggs.
Easter egg.
Easter
eggs,
eggs, yes. And I was like, okay, that's funny. But as far, and the technology, of course, is great because
Yeah.
we're now in 2021. But no. It
See,
was,
I thought the throwbacks to like all the old school superheroes when they were looking for a team and
Yeah.
you saw Superman and
yeah,
all the DC characters
that's
and
because you're a
stuff like
comic
that.
guy.
I thought that was dope.
Okay, you
I
thought that was
I thought
dope.
that part was dope.
A lot of the critics were saying that they were like trying too hard to really like overdo that it was a Warner Brothers picture.
Very.
But it was. I was
Yeah.
fine with it.
You're okay.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
fine
Well,
with
that's
it, yeah.
that's interesting to hear. All right, good.
Yeah.
I'll watch it. Like I said, I'll bootleg it. He ain't gonna get
I mean,
credit off of me.
it's on HBO.
No, he
Looking
will
at it
get
right now.
credit of a stream. I won't
So
get
you
him that
still won't
stream.
even watch it on
my
HBO
gosh,
Max.
His
I
hate.
have HBO Max. and I'll watch it on
Oh
my
my
little
God.
free stream movie site. That's right. He shall not get a credit from Joshua Williams. Thank you.
And that's why your phone's always dead, because you're streaming on freestream.com.
Whatever it takes.
Did you share the show yet?
Of course.
Okay, just making sure.
I shared in the proper moment when we have the warm up every time. Quan be out here trying to. He always be playing me, knowing daggone well I share the show.
Your phone's always dead. Is your phone alive right now? You're not even in the comments.
Cause I be talking to you. Cause look. The second I get in
Can
the
we
comments,
get like a to-do list on what Quan
No,
expects of you?
Here. I'll tell you what happens. This is what happens. Anytime I hop in the comments and you be like, yeah, Josh, what's next? And I'll be like, my mind, I can't.
Because you're stuck on what's
I'm
there.
sitting here trying to think to this person, then I got to think. Like, it's a lot. You got a lot going on back there, but
His
I just try to
multitask
do.
is he can't do two things, but he expects me to do all of this.
Hey, listen. We can't all be great at certain things, all right? My job is to come here and look sexy. That's it. That is my job.
And you have
All right,
not
guys,
pulled
I'm
it
out.
off yet.
I'm just-
Wow.
We have to know our roles, Quan.
With a tight old jersey?
Hey, it's
That's
you know
pretty
what I mean?
tight. It's pretty
not
tight.
tight.
It looks like a small.
I like your jerseys, bro. You know that.
It's
I've
not
been giving
tight.
you
It's
It's not
compliments
tight
on
at
Looks
all.
like it's small.
I
I'm
could
just
probably
fat.
rock it a little
It's
better. but
off-white.
No,
it. It shrunk a little. But it's okay.
off-white.
It's not off-white.
Quan just be hating. It
Quan's
is what it
colorblind.
is. It is. Yeah,
I am
we
colorblind.
established
We
that.
have-
I
I
see
know.
no
I
color.
know.
We have
I see no color.
No judgment.
No.
No judgment. I'm so colorblind that on my sports show, I invite a black person, an Asian, a Hispanic.
Wow, feel the unity in
You know,
here.
The United
diverse,
Nations
very
in here.
diverse.
Our new theme song is going to be our We Are the World.
Are you gonna sing it like Mike?
Well, actually, you were singing before the show. What's the song you were singing, Melissa? Go ahead and sing it for us.
I don't remember
I
the
remember.
name
See,
of
now
this. I don't remember the name.
There you go.
What's the name?
It's called Do 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 Do.
No, there's a name, and every time I see the name, I'm like, that was the name of that song.
Yeah, Do 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 Do.
That again, that was definitely not the name.
It was something. I don't know.
If anybody knows the name of the
Can you
song,
just
the Do
Shazam
Do
me
Do Do
real
song,
quick? Why don't you just Shazam me
I don't think
real
it'll pick it up.
Hey,
No, sure,
Shazam be
pick that
saying
one up.
just hum. Be like, hum what you think, and it was like, I'll find it for you.
Listen, if you guys are watching live, please share the live video stream with your people. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. I'll be looking at the comments while I engineer the show and do the audio and everything else as well, because Josh won't be.
That's why we had ladies come on the show. That was the ladies' role.
Where are they at?
Sophia has babies. Her
I
babies
mean, we got
are at
one lady.
school.
I didn't mean like that.
Well, I was curious to know where. I mean, because you guys did have that plethora of women
Yeah.
that were going to be a part. You know, we saw them on the intro,
Yeah,
and I was
summertime.
think like, so.
Summertime hurt us.
What
We
was
were-
that? What was that song called? The one with Will Smith. Oh, Summertime. Go ahead.
Summertime was a good attempt, but summertime hurt us. The summer hit and girls started going on vacations and started having vacations and everything else. So
And bikinications. And,
Yeah.
Or maybe it's summer league now. I'm just kidding.
Time.
no, Tiana
Our girls are like that.
Tiana has she's on a new TV show that's starting up, and so
Okay, nice.
Okay.
girls are busy. They're doing their thing. They still they love us from afar. They still like and share the stuff that we be posting though.
No,
so.
they don't.
Dang.
No, they don't. I'm not gonna lie for them.
This is the time to lie for him, Quan. That was the moment. That was
Have
the
you ever known
moment.
Quan to lie without it
Quan
being for him?
Quan lies when it's convenient for Quan.
Yes.
When it's
This
not
one
convenient,
wasn't. This one
wasn't
was convenient for
He
him.
was gonna call him out.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't lie.
Gotta be honest. Gotta say it how it
Rosalie's
is.
watching now, so he can't really lie.
Oh, okay, all right. That's what it is.
No, I don't lie even if she's not watching.
Are you sure?
What do I lie about?
We're good.
Name
Quan.
one lie.
We're good.
The Niners
Name a
winning
lie.
the championship.
That's not a lie.
yes,
That's
every
facts.
time, every time.
Guarantee they're gonna win this year. We'll talk about that.
All right, what are we gonna talk about? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about.
I know.
it.
What are we gonna talk about? Because you said we don't know yet. But we're gonna figure
Yeah,
it
yeah.
out.
You said
I never
all right,
said that.
You want to say
I said you don't know what we're talking about.
Oh, okay. See how we switched.
I know what we're talking
it.
about. Today we're gonna talk about the NBA Summer League because it's on TV right now. What else did we talk about? USA basketball, they won. Women and men won the gold.
Women 7 straight.
Women in the Olympics, period, winning gold.
Yeah, and the U.S. actually won more golds than anybody. Won
Yep.
more than
Total medals, everything.
Just
Yeah.
caught China
By
Barely
one.
caught
the
him by
last-
the
right, the
last
last- yeah.
couple.
Woo.
Yeah. So did you guys watch the Olympics a lot? I know I
did.
had it on, but I wasn't like as into it as I normally am. I think because the time. I
Yeah.
like watching the events live, so
Yeah.
it's kind of hard with some of them. The basketball, I think they tried to do a good job of having those at least decent times, so you could be up at like 11 o'clock at night if you wanted to and catch them. But some of the other events, it was just hard to really get into this year. Plus, it was just weird. Like, there's no fans there. Didn't feel normal to me.
Yeah.
Plus, I couldn't get over the 2020 on the floor.
Yeah, and over everything was 2020.
Yeah.
The lanyards, everything.
Yeah.
But I think it was just hard for me. Like, I like watching it live. I mean, granted, thank God we're on the Pacific Coast, because at least we had the 9:30 games or 7:30 p.m. games. But getting the alerts in the morning that, Simone Biles this or you soon lead this, and I'm like, well, so when am I going to watch it? Like,
It's over now.
It's over now. I know who won.
Yeah.
I'll watch a highlight maybe, but
And then their app wasn't very good. I have the NBC Sports app, and they didn't really. It was hard to find the times of the events.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just wanted to know. I'll stay up for the men's basketball and women's basketball, but let me know when it's on. Be specific. And to me, it was. They didn't do a good job of navigating. You go on ESPN, they're not trying to help because it's not their network.
definitely
They weren't trying to help at all. Which was
They
pretty,
told you the lineups.
Yeah,
They didn't give you
that
no
was it.
times, no where it was, nothing.
They're going to be
channel.
playing maybe on Tuesday. Maybe.
Not only that, I don't know if you guys noticed, but a lot of the men's basketball games were on Peacock, especially the most important game, which was USA versus Spain.
Yeah.
No disrespect to the women, I'm happy. Every single USA women's game was on USA Network or anything else live.
Sure.
Not an app that you had to download or watch it on, right? Some people don't want to pay $4.99, even though I know it's only
and I
$5.
didn't pay. I had all their games on the NBC Sports app, so I don't know everybody that was complaining about Peacock. I didn't watch any games on Peacock, and I watched them all live.
I couldn't find the USA Spain game anywhere. I had to.
It was on the- it was on the NBC
But I
Sports
think you
app.
had to like dig for it. Like, I
Yeah,
know
and
I
that's the
had to
thing,
I
it
had to
was
log
bad.
into.
Yeah.
I had to go in. I already had Peacock downloaded, which was free to download, but you had to pay for certain games to watch.
Correct.
So I went through like the CBS one or the NBC app, and then I used my DirecTV login,
Yeah.
which of
See.
course then let me get it on.
Well,
even
to
though they
your-
weren't playing.
Yeah.
To your point, do you feel like you should have to do all that to watch
No.
the
I don't
Olympics?
think
No, they made it very
That's
difficult.
crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
They
that's
made it very
crazy.
difficult
Especially
to do
with how
it.
many channels they have now, they made it difficult. It should have been easy to navigate and find
Yeah.
everything.
I
I think they
definitely
should've
sent out
skipped
more
it
than
this
one
year.
text that was like, so anybody know where this is on? Like, what channel are we on?
Yeah.
Because I didn't.
Yeah.
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 But good
Well,
games.
But
watched
yeah, I
them.
mean, and USA wins the gold in men's basketball. Kevin Durant, scores the most points in USA basketball history. 3 gold medals for KD now.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone keeps asking, is he the best USA basketball player of all time? I think with the accolades, you have to say yes. I mean,
Yeah.
you could argue other people, but I mean, he's played a long period of time. And if they didn't have KD, I'm not sure if they win the gold.
He
I don't
took
think they
over.
would have.
It was all
They
him.
don't.
He
They
took
don't.
over. He took that team on his shoulders and made
Yeah.
sure we're going to win this gold. And a lot of people, myself included, I didn't think they were going to win gold. I thought they'd medal, but I didn't think they were going to win gold because of the way they looked going into the Olympics.
But I feel like it's fine to not have a stacked team. I actually like this team a lot, where you have 1 or 2 superstars and then really good all-stars and really good players. So I actually did like this team a lot. It was fun watching them because they weren't so stacked that they were just dominating everybody, but they still showed that they're the best. That the USA, even without the best of the best, are still the best team
In the world.
in the world, because France has 8 NBA players on that team, so it's not like they're
Slouches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, look, in the end, to your point, even though it wasn't a stacked team, I think when it's not a stacked team, then players are actually able to play. KD's playing 30 minutes now.
Yeah.
Usually, if you go back and go all the way back to the Dream Team, Jordan only averaged like 10 points.
That's true. They don't play. They didn't play that
They
many
weren't
minutes, yeah.
playing minutes. They were playing, and then they'd go sit down, and then other people would play. With a team like this, I think people kind of fall into more roles, and it's like, hey, bro, I need you to get a bucket. Like, that wasn't really the case back in 92, 96, even 2000, really. Those teams were far superior. Vince Carter jumping over.
They were like all-star
Frank-
games. It was
Yeah,
like, hey, everybody
yeah,
gets
like,
10, 15 minutes, and then we're good.
And,
Yeah.
and we know we're going to win. Like, these games were more hotly contested, I feel like, because they did not have a stacked team.
Yep.
And they did not have a big, and that was probably their biggest issue the entire time. Really.
It was. I mean, we even saw with France on the gold medal game, they brought in their backup, and he was kind of dominating in the middle, against USA. So I think that was one mistake they made, and JaVale McGee was there. He didn't play much, but him and Pam McGee, that's
Yeah,
his mom's
his
wife.
wife. His mom,
yeah,
yeah,
he
yeah.
played
They both have gold medals, so that's the
Yeah.
first in USA.
the mother, son.
Actually, I think is that the
Olympics.
first in Olympic history?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mother-son duo to have a gold medal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Real quick, we do have a phone call. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
K-Dog from Chicago.
We call him Kevin here, but K-Dog from Chicago.
What up, Kevin?
What's up, Kevin?
Not much. I want to call and talk about these trades in the NBA, the way it's going forward, because it's amazing to me how teams like the Lakers, the Nets, they can have 3 world-class players, generational players on the same team. And meanwhile, teams like Detroit Pistons, they can't even get an all-star. Other teams, they're lucky to win 30, 40 games. It's just ridiculous how the NBA is allowing these.
And I'll start real quick because you mentioned Detroit. Detroit made a bad trade trading for Blake Griffin a few years ago that put them in the hole. So you can't really blame the NBA for that. That's a chance that Detroit took on Blake Griffin, trading a lot to get him, and they took in a lot of money to get Blake. It didn't pan out. He wasn't good with Detroit. He's been hurt. He was hurt a lot with Detroit. He's not an all-star anymore. He's not the same player he was, and that's what they were hoping he would be. So for Detroit, they've made a lot of bad moves over the recent years since they lost their
main core,
their people from the championship years. They haven't really been good since then. They had Drummond, who was an all-star but wasn't like a superstar, wasn't going to carry a team. So I think some teams just make bad moves, and then other teams, like players, want to play with each other. And I think that's kind of the generation we live in, like it or not. People want to play with each other, and players are starting to take ownership of what they want to do instead of letting the teams and league dictate what goes on. And I don't mind it because now you have a lot of stacked teams. It's not like it's not like we're going to see Golden State and Cavs. We're not going to see that probably for a long time where they're playing 4 years in a row. Every year one of those teams is playing. Like last year, they're stacked teams. Who was in the championship? 2 teams that weren't stacked.
I mean, look, in my side of it is this, when it comes down to these teams now, truthfully, the better teams, I think in the next 2 or 3 years are going to be the ones that actually really did the work and drafted well. The Knicks have finally gotten better again because they finally stopped trying to lure people to New York, Madison Square Garden's where you want to play.
Big contracts.
Yeah,
Yep.
they stopped doing that, and they actually did the work and started drafting well and started hitting on some picks. And they hit on a free agent that wasn't a huge free agent in Julius Randle. That's how you have to build your team. I am with Kevin in terms of I don't like the way the league looks in terms of it's very, very top heavy, and the haves have a lot and the have-nots have nothing. But this is the time to actually do the work and build your team the right way. But
when has the league ever not been top heavy though? We get that argument all the time, but you always know who's going to win, and that's years. I mean, going to the 80s, it was Lakers and Celtics all the time. Then you had Philly, you had Detroit, you had the Bulls. You had teams that were good, but it's always been top heavy. So I don't like that argument that I hear that all the time.
But there's a lot more parity in the league now overall, though. We were talking about that the other day, that if you look at these teams, you still have players that are getting together, superstars, right? But if you look at other teams, you may not have superstars, but you have great all-star players that play around each other that can do more like I think you just said right now. It's not about the top-heavy team. You had 2 teams in the league that they had all-stars, great players, but not superstar 3-4 guys on the same exact team.
Yeah.
And nowadays we're seeing a lot more of that where there's more players getting together, but not necessarily just on one team. It's spread around. Yes, you got Brooklyn, you got the Lakers now, you got some of those super teams. But if you look at other teams, they still have a lot of great all-star players.
And the Western Conference champion, they only had one other dude that wasn't necessarily their draft pick in bringing in Chris Paul. Everybody else, Devin Booker, that's draft pick. So they still got there with that. So different teams are building in different ways, and I think you have to do that. So if you're a Phoenix-type team that's not going to be Brooklyn or the Lakers that's going to lure all those free agents, you do have to build it with the draft. Lakers are a team that tried to build with the draft. It didn't work. So let's not try to be like those teams. Let's be the Lakers. Let's know our identity.
You're the Lakers.
Our identity is we can sell this to the free agents and get people like that.
Yeah.
New York tried that. It didn't work for years. So they're finally building in a different way,
Yeah.
So
I mean, look, in Kevin, the other side of it as well is certain markets are always going to be marketable. Sorry, Melissa.
No, she's fine.
but
she was just kicking my camera. Sorry.
I kicked this camera. I was
you
moving
kicked
it
this
back
camera.
more.
Okay. but certain markets, Miami, New York should be, but now Brooklyn is kind of turned into the sexy spot to go.
But
It's
New
not
York
so
was
much-
bad so long that they
Yeah.
couldn't be that until they
Yeah.
built something first.
Yeah, and they had to. My friends that were Knicks fans would always like every year like, oh, I wish we could get these guys. And I'm like, bro, just build because
Yeah.
they don't want to come. Like they're not coming.
Yeah.
So versus getting upset every year.
Yeah, Melissa, what do you think? I know your
I hear
Bulls.
you guys.
Hold
Oh,
on,
we
Kevin, real
still
quick.
call
You
it.
guys.
Your Bulls
Go ahead.
got
Yes.
Lonzo. Your Bulls got
Yes.
DeRozan.
Yes.
Along with those young players, Zach LaVine. Like they look a lot better. Obviously, they're not a stacked team in the
They're
East,
not
but
stacked.
Paid too
but
much for
I
now.
think they could be the New York Knicks of 2021,
I think they
22.
still have a chance for playoffs, which is
Yes.
something that
Yeah.
we've been hoping for so many years, just to get in the playoffs. Plus, I know me and Mo have talked about it because we've talked about Zach LaVine forever. I mean, he's a great athlete. Obviously, saw him in the Olympics as well, but he needed more if he's going to stay there. And
Sure.
I think we've known the general managing in Chicago, including the
Yeah.
Cubs and everywhere else,
Heard.
is trying. Is not well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to be able to get people and to make those moves, I was just happy that they actually had the ability and actually did it, because we've always thought, can they, will they do something? And they never do.
Yeah.
Chicago wins the division this year, yes or no?
Who's in
I'm
that
not
division?
sure
Nobody.
Chicago,
regarding the
Detroit.
Bulls, but
Go ahead,
I
Kevin.
got no faith in Zach LaVine. I got no faith in Zach LaVine.
you
I
just-
think he's all flash.
You had to jump in
He's
there
not
and
a-
say that, Kevin.
Well, he's
That's
from
what- that's-
Chicago.
that's
This
what you
is a
needed.
Chicago
That's
guy.
okay.
This is a Chicago
I've
guy.
been watching him. He's just not consistent. I just don't got faith
Kevin,
in him to
he
bring it.
averaged
He
25
was
plus
balling
a
last
game
year.
last
Melissa's
year.
point. He needed more. They gave him more
He
now.
can't do it all by himself.
Exactly. He's not a superstar by any means. Let's get that
But
correct.
he's an all-star
But
now.
he's an all-star. He's a great ball player, and he needs more around him to create more on that team. I
Yeah.
agree, 100%.
And
They're going to
look,
be fun to watch for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
I'm
Oh,
definitely going to want to
I'm
watch
the Pacers
them.
are the Pacers. We don't know what they're gonna be. They're always up and down. They just fired their coach. Detroit, they have a good coach, but they have a trash team.
Detroit's going to be the worst team in the league.
Cleveland is garbage as well. So this is the bull. Like if the Bulls are actually gonna go in and marketing can actually stay.
Well,
Yeah,
he's
that would
talking
be
about
nice.
leaving,
Like
though.
well, I
He
mean,
wants to
he,
get traded.
They were shopping, but I don't think anything is
like he just needs to drink milk with magnesia. That's what he needs. Like,
Basically.
maybe get stronger
Some
bones.
Flintstone
Yeah,
vitamins,
needs
get
some
all that.
chewables. Yeah,
He'll be all right.
definitely.
I don't know about DeRozan either. I mean, DeRozan, he seems to be on the tail end of his career. We'll see how much he's got left.
True.
But if he can pull back some old time juice where he used to play, that's a real big plus. And Lonzo Ball, I mean, that dude, people are hyping him up, but this dude's been traded all over the place. Obviously, he's being traded for a reason.
He's only been traded
So-
once, and then this was
Yeah.
a sign and trade. So I mean, he was. I watched him in New Orleans a lot last year. My only problem with Lonzo is he gets injured and he wants to sit out for a week over small injuries. That's my only beef with Lonzo. But other than that, I mean, he's a good player.
DeMar DeRozan averaged 22 a game.
DeMar
last
was
year.
balling last year.
He averaged 22. You got Zach averaging 25. Lonzo Ball now has 2 wing players to distribute to and a big. They could be
Well,
all
I
right.
think
They're a
people
solid squad.
people now just get so concerned with injuries and age,
Yeah.
where we see people that are excelling at an age that's far beyond what anyone could think
Yes.
of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
about how they're taking care of their own body, how they're able to prepare. Having a full season and a full off season, I think, is very
Yep.
credible to being able to stay healthy the whole time. But I mean, it also depends on who you get put in with. I mean,
Yeah.
DeMar DeRozan now could be coming to Chicago and either tanking or he could be doing even better. Who
Yeah.
knows? You
Yeah.
never know. It just depends on the guys you're put with and who's coaching
And
you.
I
Yeah.
feel like DeMar fits very well with Levine and Lonzo Ball. I think it's going to be.
They
They're
could be
going to do
decent.
better than
They're-
people think. I give them a 6 seed.
I think they're in a good situation, and look at it this way. DeMar, when he first started his career, he was looked upon as the guy, right? When he was with Toronto.
Yeah.
You had Zach LaVine with Chicago looking upon as the guy, not enough. Lonzo Ball, number 2 draft pick with the Lakers. They thought he might be part of that future.
Yeah.
No longer. You have 3 guys that were supposed to be the guy that can now play with each other and not have that pressure anymore.
Yeah.
I have to be the superstar. I have to carry this team.
That's true.
I have more with me now, so it's a bit different.
That is true. None of them have to be anything.
Exactly.
Except just go
play.
out there and have fun and be the best they can be that night. Yeah.
Speaking of Chicago sports, how about them White Sox?
No, let's not talk about the White Sox. Kevin,
about
Kevin,
them
don't,
White Sox?
Kevin, you know better.
Quan
You
doesn't
know
like
better.
baseball.
I just
I
got
don't
back
care.
from Chicago on Friday, Kevin, and I was supposed to go to the Crosstown rivalry for the first time,
Oh, you didn't
and
go?
it rained. No, because it
Oh.
rained. I flew out at 8.
I thought
And-
maybe the Cubs didn't have any players.
They
That
they
too.
really don't. They really don't.
I was wearing
Fired up.
my I literally
They're
wore
all-
my Rizzo jersey and strike just to do it, but yeah, no, I didn't want
They
to.
could have easily put you in the game and not even known you weren't one of their players.
At all.
I hate you so much.
Get suited up.
bad.
Let's
I'm
go.
watching the White Sox. But the thing with the White Sox, they just don't have that aura that they used to have. I remember growing up watching the.
Your favorite Chicago
when they won
team
the
would have the name
championship.
White in it.
I'm so done.
Oh, come on now.
It was unnecessary.
Like Paul
All his favorite
Konerko,
NBA players are white. Go ahead, Kevin. My bad.
Mark Burley. It just doesn't have that same aura. I'm trying to get in. I watch the games. I'm rooting for them. I'm a White Sox fan, but it just doesn't have that same aura, that same mystique when I was watching them come up win that World Championship. But I'm still going to be pulling for them this year because I think they got a good shot to do it.
They definitely have a
but
shot. Definitely have a shot.
Definitely have a shot. All right, guys, leave it to it. Next time I call.
All right, thanks, Kevin.
See you.
Toodles.
Toodles. Toodles, Kevin.
I
Toodles,
appreciate it.
K-Dog.
I appreciate
Kevin's
it.
cool, man. He calls a lot.
Yeah, he does every show. Shout out to Kevin, man. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's where Kevin is at, and he calls.
Kevin, I gotta ask Kevin, what does Kevin do during the day?
Calls our
Maybe
show.
he works at night.
Maybe he works at night. Well, then when does he sleep?
No, because he
When does
calls
Kevin-
my
He
show
calls the
sometimes
nighttime
at
show
night.
too.
Maybe it's like
Something
that
that.
midnight to 8 a.m. shift. You know, he
Maybe
works the
he's at
graveyard.
work. Maybe he's a security guard. Listen to our show.
There you go.
All right,
Passing
I was
the
just
time.
asking a question.
Yeah.
I was no shade.
I mean, I don't want to interview our phone callers either. I
Maybe-
don't want to get into their lives. too
Phone
much.
screening over here.
So, Kevin,
What,
what do
you
you do
eating,
for a living?
Kevin?
Yeah, really.
How's
Right?
lunch?
He's gonna send him the Skype
What's
link.
your
We need to
favorite
get you on
cereal?
video to see where you're at.
Gotta give Kevin a Skype interview one time. I just want to see how much Chicago stuff he can fit into one screen. Everything.
She
He's got the
does.
jersey on.
I do.
Oh, Seattle and Chicago.
I just have a
You should
whole
see- have you
thing
seen
back
her
there.
background?
I have.
Okay.
I have. Once or
He
twice.
hasn't. He's lying.
No, I have. I've watched little pockets of the show.
I said,
I don't.
he's
I don't,
lying like Quan lies.
No.
Don't you
I
have a
don't.
cardboard cutout of Jordan?
I do.
See? Okay.
Okay, no,
Life
I don't remember that.
You can't release him. He's in the corner. I mean, he's 6 foot.
can't
six,
miss him,
You know,
bro.
he's like 6.
He's not life
The corner. It is life
It's life
size.
size.
It's a
He's
ruler.
live on their
There's a
show every
ruler.
Wednesday.
You just see his chest because that's the only part that's in the shot. Anyway.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's good.
But I am going to say, in regards to Chicago, I'm very excited. I'm hopeful that this year I can make a trip. I know a couple years ago, me and my girlfriend did a Blackhawks Bulls game back to back.
Yeah.
But now that we've got Fleury there, I'd love to see a game with Fleury there in the
She said,
Blackhawks.
We got Flurry there.
We do. I mean,
Aren't you
you're
a Kraken fan?
Kraken's my second team.
You're a Blackhawk fan.
No, I'm a Seahawks fan. I'm a Vegas
Wow.
Golden Knights fan. There's too much
No
going
matter
on
what
here.
sport she's gonna.
No.
be- I'm a
Blackhawks,
Seahawk
the
hockey fan. I'm a
so,
Seahawk
no.
basketball
You
fan.
be getting on me.
The Blackhawks were my very first hockey game experience.
Okay.
Kane had a hat trick.
Okay. This is
So,
Kane too.
Yeah,
This is late.
Like it was recent. It was like
Yeah.
literally 3-4 years ago. My very first hockey game live was a Blackhawks. So I had like a
Okay.
Blackhawks shirt
Yeah.
or something. But I'm saying we as in Vegas. Now he's there, so I can see him as well as the Bulls in the same weekend. That'd be good.
All right. I'll get off her.
I feel like Flurry's gonna play hurt a lot this year, though.
Who else is their goalie right now?
I don't even know.
It's
Blackhawks.
not Crawford. I don't think Crawford's
I don't
gone.
know. Is Subban still there?
Stop.
No.
Actually, yes, Subban is the backup.
Is he still there?
They were talking about it yesterday on another show I was listening to. It's funny now they're both back together.
Wow.
That's
And
not
now-
funny. Superman's like,
I know, that's
curse
what-
this man.
It's messed up.
This
It's
man will
following
not
me.
leave me. Curses.
But here's the thing: maybe Subban gets more playing time now than Fleury did before, because like you said, he might play a lot more injured. He's a lot older. Who knows?
I mean, he
Obviously,
just wants
lots
to
going
collect
on.
that $7 million.
Yeah,
He was
that's
gonna
it, that's
retire.
it.
He's like, wait, retire, collect $7 million. His wife's like, go to Chicago. We'll stay here with the kids.
Well, yeah, he already opted. He said he's going. He
Oh, I
already
know
agreed
that.
for it,
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. That's why I say he's gonna act hurt a lot. He's just collecting the money.
Hurt.
What happened? I got a
my
cramp
knee,
today. I can't
leg,
wake up.
toe.
I don't feel good, Coach.
I
knee,
banged
leg,
my toe
toe.
on the bed.
Let Malcolm play today.
I don't know how these goalies don't get injured. Like what they do every day is amazing.
You
Their
gotta stretch
limbs
like
are
crazy,
made of
yeah.
I mean,
licorice.
like literally, but also able to stay solid at the same time. It's like, how does that work? I don't know.
100%.
Yeah. So what teams made the best move in the offseason so far this year? We talked about Chicago. Lakers obviously got old and some young players. Who made the best moves?
The Lakers are going to be interesting to me just because when it comes down to it, it's going to come down to health. And a lot of their players have a lot of bad parts at this point. So I know that they're going to try to sleepwalk their way as much as they can through the regular season, but at some point, people got to play.
Well, to begin with, who are they cutting? Because they got like a roster of like 20
37
people.
players.
Like
They got a lot.
Well, I mean, they traded 3 players just for one, so that was already a cut. So
Yeah.
But you're watching, them in summer league, and you're like, none of these guys.
Well,
are
none of
gonna
those
play
guys
for
are
you.
playing.
none
It's like-
of them are going to
But
make
they're
the team.
getting a shot to play in
Yeah.
front of 31 other teams, so that's great. But it's kind of
Yeah.
like,
Well, and at the same time, a lot of these are two-way players. I think Lakers have two-way players in the summer league, which means they're playing for the G League team,
okay.
and they can get called up anytime. So,
Yeah.
I mean, most players unless it's one of the bad teams, like the Pistons, they probably have 5 or 6 players that are going to be starters. Probably not 6 players because you can't start 6 players, but that are going to get significant time to play in the summer league. So it just depends on the team. Like Brooklyn's on right now. Probably none of those players are going to make the Brooklyn squad either. So
You definitely, as a young player, you do not want to be drafted by a veteran league team.
yeah.
Because in the end, I'm playing and I'm not playing. It's like
Exactly.
I'm playing to figure this thing out.
At
I'm
that
not,
point,
I'm
that's
not
it.
playing to go play in the stadium in the arena. It's not going to happen.
You're
So,
playing to practice.
basically,
and,
I'm
Yeah.
a
and
practice
figure it
dummy.
out.
I like Miami. I think Miami did good moves. I like the Kyle Lowry signing, the signing trade. I think that gives them a point guard now that they actually need. Dragic?
Yeah, Dragic is
got
gone.
traded.
He didn't pan out to be the guy that they wanted, I think, in general, because he really wasn't that floor facilitator the way that Kyle Lowry can be.
Yeah.
And not only that, depending on his health, I like the signing of Victor Oladipo. I do. I like
didn't
Oladipo.
see that. They got Oladipo
Yeah,
too.
he went to
Well,
Miami.
he was already in Miami.
No.
Yes. He got traded to Miami last year, folks.
Uh,
Breaking news. Yeah. He was
when?
already in Miami.
Was he?
Yeah. He
He
got
must-
traded
he
there last
must-
year.
No, he
must have been
played with
hurt.
Indiana. He played at
Yeah,
the end because he played with Indiana and Houston.
He got traded to Houston. Houston traded him to Miami.
But now he's gonna have a full camp, a full season
Yeah,
with them.
but
You know what I mean?
the reason why he quit playing for Miami is because he got hurt again, and he's probably going to be out maybe almost this whole year.
Hurt?
He's hurt. Yeah,
They
he's
signed him
always
to a
hurt.
1-year deal. How's he gonna
Yeah.
be hurt the whole year? They're not gonna sign a guy that's gonna sit. If he
Well,
stays healthy, I think
you might
Miami
wanna look
could
him
be
up.
scary.
Look him
I
up.
think Miami could be
Look him
scary.
up.
That's all I'm
He's
saying.
not,
It's
he's
just a lot of future load management.
Future load management. Love it. Yes, definitely. Which is
my
the worst,
goodness.
man.
he will miss a lot of time this year,
Jeez.
and he stays hurt anyway. So I mean,
He
that's
does. He's
if
had.
that was
he's
Victor
had-
Oladipo from 4 years ago, but
Breaking
I don't think
news:
that does
Luka
anything.
got his money,
yeah, we knew he was going to
No
get paid.
surprise.
but he deserves all.
So
that.
what was that? What was that contract?
$207 million, 5 year.
For 5 years.
And he deserves every dime of
He
it.
sure
and,
does.
and and Mark Cuban is kissing the sky that he was able to make that happen now.
But
Well,
Luka
they
wasn't
went
going
over
anywhere.
there they took Dirk over there.
Of course they did.
And they're like, here's the contract.
Shoot,
You
they
can
didn't have to
sign
take
it right
Dirk.
here.
They said, Dirk, take the train from Germany. It's fine.
That's
We'll
crazy.
meet
How a
you
lot
there.
of players signed while they were over there too. A lot of
Yeah.
players got traded, signed, all that stuff while they were out. Which is
Oh,
crazy.
talking about
Yeah,
in
the
Tokyo?
Olympics,
yeah.
yeah.
That's true.
Business
And I
never
thought
stops.
about that too.
Because
like
they were in a
how
bubble,
much,
they had nothing else to do. Like it's
but
like,
how
well,
much of a distraction could that be when you're trying to, win games for your country and now you're dealing with business at the same
They
time?
This
knew
is
what
my
they were going
country.
in there for.
I'm gonna sign this money. This is my money later.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't paying me.
Because remember, they
I
don't
feel
get
you.
paid to play for
Yeah.
the Olympic team. So,
They sure
yeah,
don't.
Yep.
crazy.
My money is on this court. So trust me, if Mark Cuban was like, Luka, shut it down, he'd be like,
Luka be like, I'm gonna be there a little late today. Give me
or
10 minutes.
Maybe not at all.
But see, the Olympics is where a lot of guys can make their name too. A lot of these foreign guys, that are
Foreign
playing
guys,
other
for
teams,
sure.
they could come out and ball out, haven't had a chance to play in the NBA, and the scout sees them and goes, "Okay,
Yeah.
we might have to look into this guy, bring him in." Same thing happens in soccer, World Cup. A lot of these kids, a lot of these young guys play amazing. You never even heard of them, and then they get signed to big clubs because of what they did. So it's it's their coming out party in a way more than anything to get that bag, to secure it, and get that contract. So
Can we talk soccer, Jose? Would you do that with me?
I don't know if
My
Quan's gonna
God.
enjoy soccer too much.
Talking soccer.
We'll talk after
We
the
talked
show.
soccer last week for you, Josh.
For 2 seconds, Quad.
That's fine. That's all. There was one game.
It was the Gold Cup.
Okay, and we said who won. It was out here. There was 10 people. And
God,
it was-
you're
There's
the
10
worst.
There was a lot
people.
of people there.
Yeah,
Six
they all had
thousand.
Mexican flags.
Thousand.
They all had
Some
Mexican
highlights.
flags.
No mask, and they were supposed to wear masks, which was funny.
Really?
It came out before that everyone that was going to the game, it was mandated that they had to wear a mask if you were going to be in attendance.
I'm gonna mandate both of
you
you to
saw
wear
that
masks. You keep
game-
talking about soccer.
If you saw
Fine.
that game, no one had a mask.
I'll switch it up. Are you going to SummerSlam?
Am I going to what?
Are we gonna? Can
Where's
we?
Christopher Rhodes at?
All right, we're gonna stay on track. We're gonna stay on track here. I got the mute buttons over here.
I'm still loud enough.
Melissa, what teams in the NBA that we're still talking about the NBA? What teams do you think made a
Sorry,
huge
Josh.
impact?
I don't know. Here's the deal. My NBA love is still damaged from when I stopped watching back in the early 2000s. So I'm just been now starting to get back into it the last few years. Of course, my Bulls have always been my team, but it's more like, especially when it comes to draft and summer league type stuff, it's like I'm in football mode now. So until basketball season starts and I can start seeing these players and what they're really going to be doing, I can't really make a call on it. That's just me.
All right, Josh, what do you think?
We'll see. I mean, look, the Wizards made, sadly, the trade of the year. But outside of that,
I really think that was a good trade for the Wizards because they weren't doing anything. They barely got to the playoffs with Bill and Westbrook. They didn't have anything around them. Now I think you have more around Bradley Beal because of that trade. KCP, Kuzma, now you have Dinwiddie. Like, they're a better team this year than they were last year.
More pieces added, basically.
Man, get Kuzma and Kuzma can go. Dinwiddie,
you have more
helps.
players. There was no solid third player on the Wizards last year.
Rui Hachimura.
Barely.
He's there.
That's a barely. That's solid. That's solid to you.
He's better than
That's
Kuzma.
a solid third best player.
He's better than Kuzma.
That's a solid third best player.
I said what I said.
Is that a solid third best player? You haven't answered the question that I asked.
He was a lottery
See, you're
pick.
stuttering.
No,
Is that
I
a
want-
solid?
I
I
want yes or
didn't
no.
ask what he's picked.
No.
Michael Olowokandi was first pick. That doesn't make him a solid basketball
Oh
player.
my
Was
God.
he a
Oh
solid
my
good
God.
third player?
Quan.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Gosh.
That's all he
Was it
wanted.
that hard? Was it that hard?
I said it multiple
No,
times.
you
You
didn't.
kept asking
No,
the same
you didn't.
question.
I kept asking. You didn't answer.
So, but did Wizards fan really feel that Russ would stay though? Was he going to be like a more than a year?
He had his money. He wasn't going nowhere unless
I
you
don't know.
traded
I
him.
just feel like I just didn't see him ever being there or
Yeah.
being there for long. I mean, granted, a year, yeah, that was a little, but I didn't see him being there for like 4 or 5 years.
I mean,
making this home.
he wasn't John Wall. John Wall was signed to that contract. John Wall wasn't going to leave unless asked to leave. I don't think he was going to ask out. Bradley Beal has been the one that's kind of been on the fence, but then says he wants to stay. So Russ definitely was brought into a situation, and you're right. I mean, but look, he was balling as much as he could, and it took basically half the season for them to gel and stop saying everyone was hurt for them to start playing. And when they started playing,
So you would have rather saw them for a full season be able to play together and see what they could do.
I don't know. I don't know, Quan. I mean, just my thing is this: like, when you're going to give up a Hall of Famer. Now, he might not be playing at a Hall of Fame level right now.
I mean,
he's still playing very well.
He
He's
was
still,
though. I hate that people say that he averaged a triple double.
Yeah, but
You even said he should have been mentioned a lot more in the
I
MVP.
think he should have been
little
close to
things.
MVP.
Little things about his game right now. His explosiveness isn't the same. It's not. You know what I mean? I can say it just from watching him now. He's not the same. But he's still a very good player, and he's still an all-star in the league. So to give up an all-star in the league, and then you get back the 22nd pick and Montrezl Harrell and Kuzma, I'm looking at you like, what are you doing?
And KCP.
No, I don't. Look, yeah, exactly. Like, that to me is a bag of bolts for the player that you're giving, and that's what I get upset about. It's not so much that you move said player, but if I'm going to move that player for a pick, it better be a top 5 pick, and I better identify who I want and all those kind of things. Like,
I'm interested to see what Kuzma you're getting. Does he flourish like he did his first year and be that type of player? Was LeBron holding him back? Because LeBron does hold back younger players. That's a fact. So does he shine a little bit more? Does he have more confidence playing alongside Bradley Beal? I think Washington's a better all-around team. You have more people now. Dinwiddie is a big addition, depending on his health. But I mean, he's a great player.
Dinwiddie's a great player.
And a lot of players think about it. You said a bag of bolts. A lot of these bag of bolts go somewhere else and fit better than where they were at before.
True.
They might shine better because they get a better opportunity, or they just needed that change of scenery. So I kind of lean with Quan. I think they have a better overall squad with them, but I think it's just we can't say how good they're going to be until we actually see it.
That's all true. I just I was hot. The second they even started talking about it, I was like, stop talking about that. Like, just stop. Because when they start on ESPN,
oh man,
that mess is already like literally
the funny thing
my
is,
pen is right here and I'm ready.
The funny thing is, the trade that came in first on my Bleacher Report was Lakers traded those players minus, I think, KCP for Buddy Hield to Sacramento.
Correct. That was the first trade that came out.
I think LeBron and AD stepped in and like, no, we already talked to Russ last week. I had dinner with him on Taco Tuesday, and actually we can't make that trade because we can make that same trade to get Russ because Russ is ready to come. And right after that, they're like, oh, actually, Lakers agreed to trade for Russell Westbrook.
So say that again, Quan.
You didn't see that?
Who was that trade supposed to be for?
Buddy Hield.
Okay. All right.
But
Minus
we
a player,
gave you
though.
an extra player.
Exactly.
We gave you KCP.
Thanks. Thanks is what I'm saying. Do you understand
Appreciate that.
Do you understand what I'm saying
Appreciate
now?
the handout.
Yeah.
Buddy Hield's a really good shooter.
So Sacramento was ready to give up
Buddy Hield.
exactly for said players, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, no, the Wizards will take it for Russell West. Like, no. Like, that's why you want to burn down arenas. That's when arenas are.
Wow.
That's why they have to have security.
Be on lookout. Be on lookout,
Yeah.
Washington. Be
Yeah,
on
for real.
lookout.
There's definitely
Don't let Josh in the
ready.
summer league, Thomas and Mac.
Man, my goodness, that's terrible. No, I did not hear that, Quan. But that
Oh, yeah,
sounds
that
more
was-
in keeping with said players that you discussed.
That's why Laker fans were confused. Like, oh, we trade. Wait, are we getting both of them for the same players?
Right.
Yeah, I was
Like,
stuck when I
this
saw
doesn't
that.
make
one.
sense.
Hey.
I posted the Buddy Hield thing on Facebook. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
You know, it's not bad. And then like he said, probably 30 minutes later, Lakers trade for Russell Westbrook. I'm like, wait, what?
And they were both Woj bombs. It's like,
Yeah. And
You
it
know?
was the same players. That's why it was confusing. Because you're like,
Woj
wait
was
a
on
minute,
the
what?
juice.
Yeah.
Woj was like, I don't care. Laker fans will take it.
they're moving. I don't know where.
I don't care if this was wrong, but they'll be happy. But now, if they did that in reverse, people would have went crazy.
Wow.
If they traded for actually
That would be great.
these players for Buddy Hield.
Can you imagine Quan's face then?
It would have been opposite,
Okay, all right.
which I would have been cool with the Buddy Hield trade, but not if the Russ trade
Not-
was first.
not-
Yeah, not
Russell's
knowing if the
first.
Russell
Yeah.
Westbrook
Yeah.
trade was there. Yeah,
That would have
exactly.
been tragic. Man, anything else in the NBA? Oh, Summer League is going on right now.
Jello.
Kate Cunningham seemed to have a decent first pick in the NBA draft for the Pistons. They have a lot of good players, a lot of Jalen's in the league.
A lot.
Man,
Um,
Jalen Rose did a good job.
Right.
basically, the bad ball brother had 5 threes in his game with the Hornets. I mentioned before the show, there's a player playing for the Blazers that is, I believe, 32 years old. Can you guys name him? He was once, and I think you already know, so let them answer first. Don't Google it.
I'm looking at something else.
No, put your
There.
head
in
up.
here,
Put your
the
head up.
lies.
All right.
Mouth.
He was the number 2 pick in the draft at one point. Do you know him?
Wait, he's playing for the Pacers? For the
He's
Blazers?
playing for the Blazers.
He's on the Blazers.
He was
Summer
a number,
League squad.
number 2 pick.
He wants to get back to the NBA.
Hashim Thabit.
Nope.
That's
That's definitely
It's a good guess.
definitely a good guess.
Damn.
Pulled that one out.
Don't tell me Greg Oden.
Oh,
No, he was
No,
number 1.
he's in the big
picked-
three.
He's in big
and
three.
He's in the big
he was
three.
picked before Kevin Durant. By the way.
He was number 1.
Oh, that's right.
I had to think
It was
of
the
number
Derrick
twos.
Rose draft.
Ooh.
Who was number 2?
Oh.
Michael Beasley.
Oh, yeah, that makes
No
sense.
way.
That makes
Michael
sense.
Beasley.
Michael Beasley.
He played for the
Um,
Lakers at one point, too.
I'm not sure if he came out here for the summer league or for the legal weed, but Michael Beasley is playing in the summer league for the Blazers.
I believe it's also legal in Portland too. So.
Is it?
Definitely.
Yeah, they legalized heroin, I think, too, didn't they?
That's
did. They legalized, like, a lot of-
free for all out
They
there.
got like
Basically.
spots where you
It's
can go.
all
or whatever,
legal,
yeah.
you know, just talk about it.
Yeah.
Just
It's
talk
fine,
about
you
it.
know, you just have to
Be
have
clean.
conversations.
Now, do you guys respect that though? Like somebody that almost, you almost feel like ashamed to go in with all these younger guys to try to make it back in the league, or do you respect the fact that he doesn't care? He wants to do what he can to try to get back in this league because he's always been a decent scorer. Like he could score in his league still.
I'll let Jose
I
go.
respect it. I look at it this way. If Tim Tebow wants to come back and play football and he's getting the opportunity, and I know not everybody's happy about that.
I'm with
but what I'm saying about it is that if you feel that you still have something and a team is willing to give you that opportunity, whether it's Summer League, G League, whatever it is, take it. If you still feel you have something left,
He's not a publicity stunt.
correct. I agree
You know what I
with
mean?
that.
If he's a publicity stunt,
Yeah.
then I'm
out.
100%
Yep.
against it. But he's not a publicity stunt. He was just making 5, 6, 7 million in China the last few years, off and on, when he decided not to play in the league. He
Yeah.
would play in the league for a little bit. Michael Beasley's biggest issue is honestly that he was the number 2 pick in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
He was a McDonald's All-American. He was Mr. Everything coming out
And
of
if
college.
Derrick Rose wasn't from Chicago, like there was that
He was
there was
going
that back
one.
and forth.
He was
There
going
was that
one.
back and forth. Chicago took Derrick Rose because it was the hometown boy.
Yep, that was really the main reason
Yeah.
because Michael Beasley, truthfully, was the better college player.
killed
Michael
it in
Beasley
college.
was murdering people in college, but he's not a very good locker room guy.
I feel like if you're gonna just do it, do it. Like, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing: it's probably beating going to the pickup games at Lifetime Fitness or your local community center. So why not just get on the floor? If you got the opportunity to get out there and you can still perform,
Yeah.
Yep.
hey, go for it. Yeah, if it's not a publicity stunt,
Yeah.
it's not about, oh, I need the cameras and everybody to take a, but it wasn't. I think I just caught a little glimpse of a news story about it, and that's when I was like, dang, he's 30, huh? I thought he was still in the league, to be honest. I thought he was still playing.
Because he bounces in. He'll be in, like, he'll play in
Right.
China. He'll come back for, like,
10-day contract
March.
or whatever,
He'll come back in March and be there
Right.
to the playoffs and then leave again.
Now, there are some people, like I remember when I was younger and before when I first moved here, like there were people I knew that played for some teams when I was younger, and they continuously were playing the summer league every year. And you're like, well, there's no point at this point. I mean, like, what are you doing? Like, you can't do that. Just give it a rest, let it go. You can't just keep playing the summer league every year.
Yeah.
Portland would be a good spot for him.
Oh, he would love it there.
No, I'm saying in terms of I'm saying in terms of the team, because now Portland is now mellow short.
Kinda puts in the mellow role,
So
right?
now we've lost that scoring. Michael Beasley always has been able to score.
Yeah.
And that gives them another big person. He does play a little bit of defense. He's not great, but he's
all right.
He's solid. That actually could work for them. I
Yeah.
don't think that's a bad look.
Now in Portland, does Dame really want to stay? There's going back and forth if Dame wants to be traded, and then he says, "I never asked for that," and they have a new coach there. What's going on in Portland right now? Do you see him staying? And if not, if they don't produce or trade for someone else, C.J. McCollum just became the president of the Players Association.
He did.
So if they don't do something else, does Dame keep hinting it wanted to get traded?
But like, where does he go? I mean, the thing is, you think about it, like, he loves Portland. Like, this is his spot. He's moved all of his family, friends, hometown into Portland with him. This is where he's at. I don't feel like he wants to leave, but at the same time, it's kind of like, at the end of the day, you got no options. If you're not bringing no one in here to help me and you're getting rid of people, like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
But then again, I know he's not that kind of person that wants to go sit on the Lakers team and sit on the bench and not do nothing. He doesn't want to.
And there's rumors about
be on a
Philly
superstar
trying to go
team.
after him really hard. New
not a bad
York's trying to
move.
go after him really hard.
New York's
I
not a
see
bad
if he
move.
does leave, he's going to East Coast team. That's how I feel.
Because I mean, he can't go home. That's Oakland, so he's not going to the Warriors.
They got nothing to give up for him. They can't afford the guy.
I mean, they can,
could.
but it's Steph.
It's too much.
Like,
Yeah, exactly.
here's Steph for Dame. Like, and then
Not gonna happen.
Golden State those fans would burn down the new
Well,
arena.
not even that. I couldn't see Dame going somewhere else to play behind Steph.
No.
No.
Because I think they have enough to trade. They have young players. They have
They do.
vets they could throw in for the money, and then they have all the draft picks they had this year, stuff like that. So they have enough to trade for him if Portland wanted to do that, but I don't think he would want to go there to play behind Steph, who just signed a $200 million extension himself.
$200 million is just thrown around.
Well, that's his second $200 million.
Yeah.
Only
Back
player in
to
NBA
back.
history.
Now, that's a shirt you need.
That's crazy.
Back to back 2K,
For
Only
real.
200K.
player ever. That's insane.
That's wild.
Oh, my
That's
goodness.
wild.
The money's all over the place. I think the first 2 days or whatever, they spent over $1 billion in free agency. Like, it was the amount of money that was being thrown around was ridiculous.
I'm still just disgusted that Jared Allen got $100 million.
I got one for you.
Wait a minute. I'm still there. You ain't got to throw anybody else around. Like, I'm telling Jerome he needs to throw the Bengay on the knees and just figure it out.
Go for it.
Because that's
Actually,
out of hand.
Jerome is playing in the summer league. Today.
I wouldn't be shocked.
With Michael Beasley.
I wouldn't be
What if
shocked.
he turned around and saw him like in a game? Memphis Grizzlies.
Do it, man.
Oh, man.
Oh man, but who do you got? Who do you got?
The dude from Vegas, Zach Collins. He was with Portland, and then now he got signed and got paid by San Antonio. The guy can't stay healthy, but yet he keeps getting paid.
What was his pay though? It wasn't $100 million. It was like
No,
35.
But still, you're giving a guy $35 million that's been riding the bench basically his whole career because he's been injured. We know about the talent. We know about what he has. And every year we hear, oh, Zach Collins this. Oh, Zach Collins that.
Wait till
But
he
yet
comes back.
Exactly. But then he gets hurt. And then now I think they gave him a 3-year, $32 million contract.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's overpaying for a guy that hasn't proved or shown anything yet.
That's 2 times today I've talked about Zach Collins. That's crazy. Bishop Gorman.
yeah.
Whatever happened to Chase Jeter?
That's not a bad contract though. 32
Tim
million.
Birch got paid at
32
UNLV.
million is not
He
a lot.
deserved it.
32 million is not a lot. We're talking about
But the
100 million
Spurs
and
have
200
it.
million.
The Spurs have the money.
Yeah, and
to get
they
rid of.
definitely have
They
it to
don't.
spend.
And that's the thing. Even going with Cleveland with Jared Allen, they have to pay somebody to stay
Good
there. You know.
God.
But doesn't that move kind of remind you of what the Knicks were doing?
Yeah,
we got
well,
money. Let's try to sign someone and bring somebody in.
But see, the thing is, though, Quan, when you do that, it blows the market up.
Yeah.
Because if
Yeah.
Jared Allen's getting this money, like I was talking to my guy Rod, who's PJ Washington's uncle, and we were like, oh, PJ about to get paid. Like if Jared Allen can get $100 million and be like literally a poor man's Jerome Williams. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's bro. Trust me. Do you have any sons?
Do I have what?
Do you have any sons?
Suds?
Sons.
Yes, of course. I have two.
How old are your sons?
My oldest is 16,
Dang, it's too late for him.
but he don't want to play sports. He wants to do video games.
How old is the next one?
5.
All right, for that one, we got to start running these hills. We got to start running these hills, man, because they're
Gotta get
giving
that
money away.
contract.
Nah,
Yeah.
that
Hey.
baseball money, that's where you really got to go. That baseball money is.
Well, see, but the only thing with the baseball money, though, for real, is just getting out of the minors.
Yeah,
Like, there,
for sure.
there are no
It's
guarantees.
tough, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? You could get the quick money, but then those guys that get that $300-400 million deal, those
Especially
guys are,
now with all the cuts that they did with minor leagues
Yeah.
because of the pandemic and all the
Yes.
stuff that got shut
Yes.
down. Like, there's not that many opportunities in the minors anymore for these
That's true.
baseball players. You
That's
know?
why you got to be good.
Yeah.
The best.
But yeah, we got it. Trust me. Let me pop out a son. I don't know. I'm gonna turn him into Tiger Woods. We're going golf. I'm
So-
not even gonna fight it.
What do
Just
you
gonna
guys
try
think
golf.
about Ben Simmons? Just throwing it out there. I'm not saying I like it. I want your opinions because I've also heard about it talked on social media and things like that. Ben Simmons going to Golden State if that trade were to happen. And what I mean by that, we know he's not a great shooter, right?
Yeah.
But that's what the pressure is under him right now in Philly. You
Yeah.
need to be better. You got to shoot more. You can't
Yeah.
pass this and that. But we know he's a great defender.
Yep.
We know he has other skills that he's good at, right? He doesn't have to be the shooter or the main guy if he goes to Golden State, right? Think about that.
I'll tell you because I actually literally talked about that last week. If it was for Draymond Green, I wouldn't do it for Wiggins because you're giving up youth and you're giving up
Yeah.
athleticism.
Okay.
The only problem that you could have by trading Draymond Green is your toughness.
Yeah.
Even though it's fake toughness and Draymond Green ain't fighting nobody, but he's the guy that's protected Steph.
He's in the middle of everything.
He's the guy that's protected the light-skinned boys that can't fight. He's been the one protecting them. You know what I'm
There's gotta be
saying?
another
So,
light-skinned boy that
like,
can't fight.
Yeah, now you bringing in an
Trio.
Australian light-skinned boy.
Yeah.
We don't know if he can fight or not because he is Australian. So he's seen some things, Quan. All right. He might be the
Crocodile
dingo
Dundee in
warrior.
him.
Kangaroos,
He
boy.
might be the dingo warrior. You just don't know it
A
yet.
dingo
Wow.
ate my baby.
Quan, where is it
gosh.
from? Where is it from, Quan?
I don't know.
God, I know.
What is it from?
It's from
Meryl
Seinfeld.
No, you don't remember the. You
Oh,
don't
I
remember
thought
the
that was
movie.
Elaine
The
from
movie.
Seinfeld.
I
It's
thought
the
that was
actual
Elaine from
movie.
Seinfeld.
It is Elaine,
Yeah.
but it is from a
No.
movie. It is from a
okay,
movie.
got it.
It is Meryl Streep.
Mhm.
Maybe the dingo ate your baby.
Chris Wynn, what's up, bro? The Duncan Robinson deal was the most ridiculous $90 million for a guy who
Yeah.
could end up being a backup.
Yeah. Well, no, not end up. Is legit. He's a sixth man.
That's a lot of money.
That's
a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean,
Undrafted player too. Highest contract for an undrafted player.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And a year ago, everybody was saying the NBA is running out of money.
Exactly.
Look
Yep.
at that.
Look at
How much
that.
money did Ben Wallace get? Apparently not that much.
not that much. Yeah.
We have to cut our
But you
staff
got
because
90
of COVID.
Yeah.
But here you go. Here's $90 million for
We're gonna
you.
double your pay.
I think it was either 4 or 5 years at 90 million, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Ben probably got more, but it was probably over more years.
He thinks Chris thinks it's ridiculous. I think Duncan worked for that and deserves it. Granted, maybe it's a little bit high on the money, but him getting paid and getting a good contract and know that he's going to have a more future in the NBA, he deserved it, man. Especially being an undrafted player. Come on now.
I didn't think it was fiscally responsible of the Heat to do that though, because that was a lot. That's a lot of money to give up to somebody that's just a role player on your team.
Pat Riley sees somebody else don't.
Or you know what I mean?
Maybe you want to pay for those role players.
Yeah.
Because okay, how
'Cause
much you
give up
gonna
a
pay?
player like that?
How much you gonna pay Tyler Hero now? See what I'm saying?
Gotta pay him more.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
Damn, I didn't even think
see
about
what I'm
that.
saying?
You're right.
Better
Yeah.
person.
Like you
So-
said, they're setting that bar.
Yeah,
they're setting that
once
ladder.
you
Yeah.
set the bar, now it's like, well, Tyler Hero looking at you like, shoot, I better get 125.
At
Maybe
least.
maybe
At
that was
least.
maybe that was their choice. Maybe they chose Duncan Robinson over paying him next year.
Possibly because Tyler Hero has been in a lot of trade talks.
Yeah.
I could see that. I could see that.
So that might have been the choice they were making. And right now they're in win now mode with getting Kyle Lowry, who's 30 something.
Yeah.
He's like 34 now, right?
Yeah. Probably.
And Jimmy Butler, who
Probably
good,
third.
but still been injured a lot.
They got Bam.
They're in win now
They got
mode.
a solid. They have a
And
solid.
a lot
little
of teams
team.
are trying to trade for Siakam now too in Toronto.
That's a big contract you got to take on too, though, because he just got paid a year ago, right?
Yeah.
After the championship, he got paid. So if you're a
Yeah.
team looking to trade for that, again, you're taking in a lot of money if you're going to take in that contract too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the NFL. It's back. Did you guys watch the preseason game last week? It's
You
hard
mean
for me to
the-
watch
the Hall of
preseason.
Fame
The
game.
Hall of Fame game.
Yeah.
That one doesn't even count because that might as well
It's-
be two-hand touch.
As long as the Cowboys lose, I'm fine.
Yes.
It's so
Yes.
funny because I did turn on in the fourth quarter. They were down. I'm like, yes.
The
Like, I
world
don't
is still
care.
okay.
We're
The
still
world.
good. And then, of course, we're still winning the championship this year. Okay, every year.
All right.
That's the thing about Cowboys fans, man. America's team. You guys haven't been America's team for 20 plus years.
Since
what
Dion
do
left. That was when y'all ceased to be America's team.
this is insane, man.
That's the first Bush.
Bush won.
Bush
since
won.
HW.
And then they keep showing Jerry on TV, and I'm like, guys, this guy's still alive, like barely holding on. Like he is
Jerry.
looking real.
Jerry looking a
Lean
little
back.
frail.
I'm like,
Yeah,
"Yee,
yeah.
you might want to stop traveling, Jerry. Like,
Yeah.
just sit at home and relax. Maybe just
You need
get
to give
that.
it up to your backup plan.
No,
Where's your son at?
when he
Just
started
look-
crying?
Skype in for those.
Did you see him cry over Jerry?
Yes.
Over Jimmy.
Oh,
I mean,
Jimmy,
over
yeah,
Jimmy.
yeah.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
When I saw him start, he was like, I was like, uh-oh.
No, that's his,
He's hit that age where
Yeah.
old men are emotional all the time. It's not good.
yeah.
It was,
The money
yeah.
doesn't matter.
Did you guys
How
watch
did
any
I
of the
treat
speeches?
people? How did I treat people while I was on Earth? Feeling a little remorseful.
He's getting his affairs in order.
Now, did you see some of those memes of the Peyton Manning statue?
Yes.
No.
Some of them were
With his forehead
ridiculous.
this big
They
on
were
the
just stretching
statue.
out. They're like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, they did Peyton like this.
Oh, wow.
But some of them were so overdone.
Yeah.
Troy
At
Polamalu was
first,
sick.
I was
though.
like, "Oh my god, is this real?" Like they really, and then I had to go look for the real one. I was like, "Okay," because at first I was like,
It looked so real,
It looked
though.
so real.
It
Like,
really
it
looked
really
good.
looked like because he got a big
he
forehead.
did have a
Yeah.
big head, really big.
But yeah, Palamalu's hair was like
On point.
luxuriously
It was
glowing
luxurious,
and like
like,
bronze.
Bro, how
Yes.
you gonna get that man his good hair? Like,
Gave him all the
better
good
make sure
hair.
that hair is
Sure
right.
they
You
did,
better
yeah.
make sure that hair is right.
Look, you could have Head and Shoulders put that
Yeah,
still
I
on
was,
their,
I was
on
about
their
to say
ads.
Pert Plus is gonna be upset. You better
Did you
make
see,
sure that hair is right.
Adrian James's card that he had Peyton Manning and a bunch of other Hall of Famers sign.
Oh,
it's got it's a Caprice Classic,
Mhm.
all swooped up. He got like 22-inch Dayton's on it, all gold. Got the logo of Canton on the front hood, and then his speech at the end too. He said, "I came into the league with gold teeth, and I came out with a gold
gold
jacket."
jacket, yeah.
That was sick. You know what I mean? That's tight.
His
But-
well that and then him talking about he was inmate 336 and Kent Memorial. Like his
Jeez,
speech was
I-
pretty good. His speech was definitely pretty good. I completely forgot that they were doing 2 Hall of Fame classes in one weekend because like that
The
was what was messing me
2020s
up
and the 2021.
because because Isaac Bruce and those guys were first and then the second class this year's class was second and that was I forgot about that part.
Yeah.
It was good though. 2 really good classes.
Seeing Tom Flores, I think, was
Now,
probably
real quick,
one of the most highlights.
here's Peyton Manning.
Oh no! They did really do a good
Oh my
job.
God. Wait, is that the meme one?
That's
Yeah,
the real
that's the
one.
meme one.
That's
That
the
looks like it's actually him,
meme.
though.
Oh, that's terrible.
They were good. Yeah, they were
Oh,
How they do my mans like that, man? Leave my man Peyton alone.
It's so funny though.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I
Oh
didn't see
my
that one. That was pretty good.
There was a lot of good Hall of Famers too.
Yeah.
It was a good induction. I watched I didn't watch all of them, but I did watch a lot of the speeches. So check that out. It's like 3 hours long. So
Yeah.
Both of them.
yeah,
6.
it's long.
very long-winded.
NFL is starting. You don't have a name. The Seahawks.
don't have
Who's
a
your team? The
The
Jets.
Jets, unfortunately. Yeah,
Hey,
we don't.
Zach
we don't.
Wilson?
We don't have a quarterback. So yeah.
Dang, you
We,
already
we traded our quarterback to the
Oh.
team that's going to beat us in week 1, which is the Carolina Panthers.
Wow.
Yeah. You
So
bring
no
in
Zach for
you
you?
bring in a new coach, and yet you have a guy in Sam Darnold that didn't, in my opinion, didn't get a fair share when you had Adam Gase, which is the worst head coach in NFL history, in my opinion. The guy should go back to being a coordinator or a stat guy. We've seen what he's done to quarterbacks.
Or
Ryan
cocaine
Tannehill
addict.
got better after he left Miami and got away from Gase. Not a superstar quarterback, but look what he's doing, and he got
Doing-
paid.
he's solid.
Bowler.
Very
Correct.
solid.
And
yeah.
he got paid. I think they should have kept Darnold one more year at least. New regime, new coordinators, new everything, and see what he has.
What did-
I
what
get
did-
it. You got the number 2 pick right there.
What did you want?
I
with
wanted
that
a
pick?
receiver. I wanted them to get a receiver. And think about it now. You sent Darnold to Carolina.
So did you
where
want
he
them to
already
trade
had-
the pick
No, I wanted them to draft a receiver.
that high?
Yes, that high.
There were
They
a
could
couple.
have traded down and got a receiver.
They could have.
that too, and could have got some capital out of it. I
I
get
would have
that.
picked a receiver that high.
And not only that, like I'm going back to my point, Sam Darnold's now in Carolina where he's got Robbie Anderson. I like Robbie Anderson, and he had a lot of good chemistry with him when they were in New
Jets.
York. Exactly. They never got that opportunity to continue that chemistry.
Yeah.
So now he's going to a team where he's going to have a guy that he's comfortable with, that he can throw the ball to, that he's done before. Who knows what this coaching staff's going to do? You know what I mean? It could be different. But I don't like Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson reminds me of Josh Rosen. Josh Rosen, I said, was going to be a dumpster fire, wasn't going to make it in the NFL. Look at him now. I think he's a backup clipboard holder on a practice squad with the Bucks.
Tampa Bay, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
But he's not even on a regular squad. He's practice squad, not doing anything, holding a clipboard.
Yeah.
And he was a cancer in the locker room. The guy was about himself. You look at Zach Wilson, this kid still looks like a frat boy trying to have fun. Not only that, he was the last rookie to sign his deal.
Yes.
You haven't done anything. Sign your damn contract and prove what you're about. I don't like the kid. Do I hope he succeeds? Of course. I don't wish bad upon any of these kids. I've never made it to the pros, and I wish I could have had some type of pro life, but I didn't. They got it now. They got the money. I just hope he does right, and I hope that the Jets do right by him too, because they've ruined a lot of quarterbacks.
You want to know who I think Zach Wilson reminds me of? He reminds me of Jimmy Clausen. That's who
Yes,
I see.
can see that too.
That's
Yep.
who I see. A guy that had a lot of, Mel Kiper.
Mel Kiper said, if he doesn't go in the top 10,
yeah.
I'll quit my job.
I'm
Mel, you haven't
staking-
quit yet. I'm still waiting.
I'm staking my reputation on
Exactly.
Jimmy Clausen.
And he went in the second round.
And he was garbage. And Zach Wilson, because a lot of times, man, those draft kind of the guys that pop up and it's like, who was that guy? I never saw him in college. Nobody said anything about him, and all of a sudden he's the top 2 guy in the whole draft, and it's like, all right.
Little money under the table.
And he only had one good
Pop
year,
this-
and it was a pandemic year with no pressure. And what I mean by that, no fans. The travel was different.
Everything.
You got to look at
Shorter
all of that.
schedules,
Yeah, everything. Yeah, but we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, but it was like that for a lot of teams and players too. So I mean, this was definitely the year that you kind of gamble on players, because Niners did the same thing. They took a player that didn't play a lot.
No, didn't play at all last year.
So
didn't have a season.
yeah, but I mean, hasn't played a lot in college.
That too.
There wasn't a lot to go with.
off of. Yeah.
So
Is he your starter going into week 1?
no,
Why?
When do we see Lance?
You
no
don't.
idea.
You don't
I'm
think
not
you
sure
see
if you
him?
do this year.
You
He
don't.
will.
No,
I
I'm
think.
just
I
asking.
think.
I'm
I
just
think he'll
asking.
play this year, just probably later in the season, because Jimmy's not going.
It doesn't sound like the
Yeah, I
Niners
mean,
are
you
sold
know
on
what?
Jimmy.
But I think that's what they wait for too.
Jimmy get hurt.
I
Jimmy
think
will
that's
get
what they
hurt,
wait for.
and then he
Yeah.
comes in. I mean,
Jimmy gonna crack corn. That's what Jimmy does.
I don't
So when
care.
are you good for that injury, Jimmy? Just want to get ready. Got to get prepared for the game.
But I think that's what they wait for. If he
That's
does,
true.
if not, then he has a year to prove that he should be a starter. So
Yeah.
I think all the pressure is on Garoppolo right now,
Yeah.
which I think is good. I think he needs that.
Yeah.
And I think he'll be a better player because of it. What has Seattle done this offseason to be second in the NFC West this year behind the 49ers?
we still got Phoenix to deal with too. So let's
Both of
be
y'all.
real. the
And
Cardinals
the Rams.
and the Rams.
And the Rams.
Yeah.
Listen, best division in football this year.
No
you'll see.
lie, I was talking
is.
with
It's hard to disagree with
It
that.
is.
Yeah.
You
one of my
can't say
Cowboy
anyway.
friends. It was like, "You want to make a bet? Who's got more wins this season?" I was like,
No, yeah, that's hard. That's hard.
Yeah.
I was like, no,
Just because of the
But
division.
because of the divisions,
Yeah.
I was like, I'll bet you wins that we have more as far as non-division.
That's a good bet.
against
That's a
you.
good bet.
That's a good
but
bet.
I'm not gonna bet in my division
Yeah.
right now because it's solid, and you
That's
guys
a
are in
good
the
bet.
trash division. Like you can NFC East is just.
I appreciate that. That was uncalled for, but no, that would be a good
But
bet.
she's right.
But
Betting the outside
I was,
games.
me usually, I'm like, yeah, I'll take that. But I was
Yeah.
like, hang on, Melissa.
Get a thing.
Wait a second.
He was
Put
using
this
that
together
against
real
you.
quick.
Yeah.
No. I see what you're doing here. That's not
fake money, is
That's
it?
not what's going to happen. Well, Russell Wilson decided to stay with Seattle.
Hey, big deal. That's a huge deal.
Honestly, I don't even know as far as our draft picks, because we had I think 1 in the second, at the end of the second, 2 in the fourth. Like we had no draft picks.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize you guys didn't
Yeah,
have a
we
lot
had
of picks.
We had none, and we had no cap space. So it's kind of like trying to move around stones and just make pieces work. I do know that Geno Smith, I don't know if he's still there, but I know we got rid of a third
Geno.
string quarterback and then picked somebody else up. So I don't know why Geno is still around.
Hey man, Gino out here. Let my man get a check, man.
He got checked in the locker room, remember? And that's why they got to get rid of him.
He's been getting checks for 0 games for the last 3 years.
Remember when he was with the Jets?
As well he should.
I'm just trying to prepare because at some point there will be a time where we need someone to step in at least for 1 quarter, and I don't want it to be.
You don't want it to be Gino. Okay, I see what you're saying. I understand that.
All right, Chris Wynn asked another question, guys, and Melissa.
That's good.
Thanks.
Does
Chris.
Rivers unretire and go back to the Colts?
No way. He's
No.
too happy coaching
But he
high
already
school football.
mentioned that he wasn't going to leave that out. He wasn't going to say that he's never going back. He did mention that.
Didn't Andrew
Really?
Luck say he coming back?
No, I never heard Andrew.
Am I
Luck
the
say
only person that heard that?
I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
Oh my God! Hold on, wait a minute.
Wait, does your phone have enough charge for you to look that
It's
up?
fine.
You know what website he found that on is one he streams illegal movies from.
I hate you, bud. It's all right.
Man.
Hold on.
I don't know if he'll unretire to go back to the Colts, but he did talk about leaving it open to return to the NFL.
Yeah.
What if the Colts ended up trading for Nick Foles? Think about that. How crazy would that be?
I mean,
like,
they asked Foles that question.
that's what I'm saying.
So,
like,
I mean,
think about that.
He answered the question, too, instead of saying, I'm not with that team. He said, I'm not with that team after he answered the whole question. It's a crazy situation over there.
And the Colts,
It's
you know what? The
crazy.
Colts just need a quarterback because they have a good talented roster. They're not a bad team overall.
Yeah,
It's
they're a good
just
squad.
the fact that
But they have to
Well,
solidify.
their guard went down too, so you got your quarterback
you're
and your
right.
guard both
You're
the
right.
same
That's rough.
injury in the same 5 to 12 weeks is quite a general.
That is so crazy. 5 to 12. Like,
and this was a high school
5 to
injury.
7.
Like you're talking the first quarter of the season versus 3 quarters
Yeah.
of the season.
Yeah.
Like
That was complete garbage, is what I heard. So never mind. Take it away.
Not only that, there's
unbreaking
draft
news
pick.
on Unnamed
Yeah.
Sports
There's
Show.
draft
Take it back.
pick
Take it back.
implications. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but when Carson got traded to the Colts, he has to play a certain amount of games. I think it was 70% or something like that.
75%.
In order for that draft pick to be
To be a
something
number
else.
one
Correct.
pick. And
And
if
then
they
now-
don't, it's
yeah.
a second pick. And it's
Smart.
not. It's going to be a second pick.
If you're the
Wow.
Colts, you hold him out.
Smart.
You make him win.
Heck yeah.
You make him win.
We're not winning.
That's why it's 5 to 12.
Exactly.
Straight up.
And like I was
5,
saying,
maybe 12 for that draft pick.
We'll check it week 6 and see what's going on.
the craziest thing too, it wasn't even an NFL injury. It's something they said that he's had since high school.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would
high
love for
school.
the Colts to trade for Foles.
I
think that would be
love to
amazing.
see that. That'd be a
You're,
great story.
you're a horrible person. Why,
Let's
why do you
go.
wish to?
It's just-
you're like that'd be a great
that's a
story.
good story.
Go.
That's a great story.
And then imagine, this ain't gonna happen. But what if they were to win the Super Bowl with Foles again as Carson as the backup? That would be even crazier. But
yeah,
that's here nor there.
Wentz needs to just retire after that.
Yeah, at that point,
Like,
you know what?
You are plagued.
I've stolen enough money.
Yeah.
My red hair obviously has
Yeah.
proven I have no soul, and my bones are made of
All right,
jello.
real quick. These are not our official predictions, but we're just going to go around the table because we have guests in the room. Who wins the Super Bowl this year, Josh?
The Washington football team.
Do they make the playoffs?
You know what? I don't want them to, because if they do, they will not change that sorry tail name, and they will stick with WFT, and I will lose my mind. So no, we are not winning.
Wow. Do you think they would
No.
if they won the Super Bowl?
Oh
Would they
God,
keep the
yes.
name?
Yeah. Yeah.
They almost have to, right?
Yeah.
at that point, why not?
At that point, they'll be like, you know what? Haha, jokes, guy. We're gonna keep it.
I mean, we kept Unnamed Sports Show. Unnamed was not supposed to be the name of our show.
Yeah.
We just didn't have a name at the
I
time.
don't know if they'd stick with it, but I know that they're not going to change it just to have a name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I'm saying if they won the Super Bowl, though,
They're not like the
you almost have
Guardians.
to-
They're
Like
not
it-
like the Guardians. They're not just going
That's
to
so
change the name
bad.
to change a name.
Guardians.
You know what I mean? They're going to
Ugh.
at least figure
they
it
should
out.
just call them the Ed Skins, and their mascot could be some guy named Ed, because that's kind of what the
I
Indians
like
did, right?
that
They just
red
kinda kept
tails.
it-
I like
Bringing
the
the
red
horse,
tails
Mr.
they
Ed.
had.
Red,
That
red,
was
red
Red
tails
Tails is
isn't
good.
bad. I'm hoping for red wolves, or wolves.
Wolves?
Red wolves or wolves.
Really?
What's the significance of
red
that?
wolves are they're indigenous to the Appalachian region, and they're actually they're an endangered wolf.
Okay.
So, but just wolves works too. Washington Wolves. I'm not.
I'm
mad.
just afraid wolves will come out and be offended, and you'll have to change their name again in 20 years.
Hey, and
They'll
we'll
become
start howling at them.
endangered. You'll have their
Exactly.
teeth on their necklaces. You know, it'll be.
Oh my god.
But red tails was good too,
I
because
did.
then air sirens, like
Yeah.
you know what I mean, people could come like in flight jackets to games, like
the flight
there's
hat, the goggles
yeah,
and
yeah. I mean, there's but
stuff.
like we've never really had much of a identity, because I don't think most
Well,
most
I mean, you've had white people dress up as Indians.
no, but most people did it truthfully. Like the Chief did, and that's what he was known for. But he
Yeah.
was like the only fan that really dressed up in like headdress and the whole deal. People didn't really do that much.
I am going to that game this year.
Which one?
Seattle and Washington.
Oh.
In DC.
Oh, it is in DC.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm not going to that one. I'm gonna go to a game that I'm gonna try to win.
It's Monday Night Football after Thanksgiving week, so I'm gonna spend time with some family out there and then see
nice.
Monday Night Football there.
There you go.
That's dope.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to a game I think we can win. I don't want to. I'm not spending money and then be pissed off.
All right. So who's your real Super Bowl winner?
Come back to me. Jose
right.
has a better chance.
Okay, Jose.
Because Jose's team's already sucked, so he got to
Correct.
Be,
So you already know
He can be a little bit more
Yeah,
subjective.
I know. I'm like, wait a minute.
I'm gonna throw a
I'm gonna
wrench
be
in it.
subjective.
I say the Green Bay Packers win the Super Bowl this year.
Oh.
And Aaron Rodgers is like, this is what you're losing. I'm out anyways. Because he can dip after the season if he wants to. Because he can dip after the season if he wants to. That's part of the new contract. But if I'm being realistic, that's not going to happen. I honestly, I'm just messing around. But I think Kansas City goes back to the Super Bowl, and I think they win it this year. I don't see Tampa repeating. I really don't. They're good. I think they didn't get bad during the
They lost
offseason.
0 players.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
But
Zero.
crazy and unheard of.
None.
I like
Not
Kansas
one.
City. Kansas City's my pick to win the Super Bowl this year.
Wow. I mean, they didn't even lose. What's his name?
And I'll say Green Bay and Kansas City in the Super Bowl.
Green Bay's not getting there. But good prediction. Melissa, who you got?
Seahawks? I mean, no.
No.
I know.
The real
I
team.
know. The Seahawks.
The real team.
No. We're going to make a fight, though. I don't know if we'll get there, but we're going to make a fight. No, I think the squad is good this year.
They're always good, even when you think they're going to be
there's
bad.
just some. It's going to be can our running back stay healthy? Because they can never stay healthy. So can the running back stay healthy? Can we finally find a corner that's going to do some work out there? Because that's the other thing is that we can't seem to cover.
Yeah.
You have a full season with Jamal Adams now too.
Exactly. As
So
long
that-
as
that
hopefully
does-
That'd be good.
we can
That does
seal
help.
that deal.
Yeah, that does help.
Yeah, that would without injury would be nice. I am looking forward to. I'm not saying this to that they're going to win the Super Bowl, but the Browns. They've got finally a coach that's been there for more than a year, and you've got. I don't know. I've always liked the Browns. I think the Browns have something. I'm excited for it.
It's crazy how the Browns are being talked about so much right now. And there's nothing wrong with that. They got the talent, like she just said, but we haven't talked about the Browns for years being relevant, which is it's just weird to talk about it.
And
is what I'm
actually
saying.
take them serious.
Exactly. Yeah.
I've been talking about them for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Like they've my
been
number
solid.
2 team, pretty much.
They're fun to watch.
Yeah.
Definitely fun.
But
to
having
watch.
that stability in coach is like something that they've. I mean, how many coaches have they had over the course of like 10
lot.
years?
The
like
Browns,
yeah.
shoot, at least
Almost as
7.
much as their
At
quarterbacks.
least 7.
So to
At
be able
least.
to have the same kind of
Yeah.
core that's working with you, I think that's important. They did pretty good last year too.
Odell's coming back too, right?
Yeah.
How's that going to work?
He's healthy now.
Because remember, they
We'll
looked
see.
better without him last year, if we're being honest. They played better when he went down and he wasn't there. So that's why it's interesting to see how is it going to work now that he comes back. I'm not saying it's not going to work. We know what he is. We know the talent that he has. But we also know he's a little bit of a head case from time to time.
I hope they
You know what I
drafted
mean?
another receiver. I don't know what their pecs were, but I hope they drafted another receiver.
But the running back duo too.
Yeah.
is just-
Yeah, they got a squad. Right?
They have the best running back.
Was it
duo in
Kareem
the
Hunt
league.
and Chubb, right?
Yeah. It's not fun to play in Madden.
And a guy in Hunt that a lot of people didn't think was going to get another chance. You know what I mean? Like that.
He deserved it though.
No, I'm just saying. Like,
Did he?
I don't know.
Another chance.
Remember when he kicked that woman across the tackle and
First of all, did you see everybody else that was was there too? Wasn't this is the one that had people around him too, right? In the elevator.
No,
No, it was just him and her. It
No.
was just him and her.
Oh.
he kicked her
Because
like
there was another kid that was.
What'd she say?
Who was the other kid that had the other? There was another guy that
That was
that's
was
Ray
Tariq Hill.
Rice. Ray Rice
Oh,
is the one with the elevator.
There's a lot of-
Where
No, there was somebody else that
It's
was
sad
tied to
that there's so
Cleveland.
many.
It was because it was in Ohio. It was in Ohio.
LeBron?
No.
they'd burn that tape. That'd be the
Oh my
Zapruder
God.
film.
Right. Anyway,
That
But,
would never get out. I have something that could shake the foundations of this world.
No, you don't.
You'd be dead.
when you're out, I mean, listen. Having seen how some of these, I'm not saying. Listen. I mean,
Oh,
it's never okay to beat women or to put hands on women. But
unless
some of these women out there that I've seen women be. I couldn't live in this type of, you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't raise kids in this type of world with these.
so.
girls.
There's some women you've been out in public and you
I'm
wanted to
out.
hit them.
There was a couple yesterday I saw,
Okay.
and just how they,
Melissa's not pulling me in. You're not pulling me
I'm
in,
not
Melissa.
trying. I'm not
pulling me in,
asking.
girl.
I'm not asking for any.
Just don't be with those kind of women. Just don't be with those
Right.
kind of women.
Listen,
There's
don't,
toxic people everywhere, and
that's
this
true.
clearly it was some kind of toxic relationship. We
That's
see this
true.
all the time. It's just
I just find it interesting how some guys get another chance and some guys like, oh no, he's the worst
True.
thing ever to cross the face of the earth. So it's like, be consistent.
For sure.
If hitting women isn't right, then let's say it's not right. But hitting
You
women
think it's right?
sometimes, no,
Okay.
it's horrible. But I'm saying in terms of just sometimes we allow it to get
Yeah.
brushed under the rug or
Yes.
pushed to the side, and then other times it's like, oh, he can play, or
Right.
you know what I mean, or you completely take him out.
Give him a year and
Yeah,
it'll be okay.
yeah.
No, it should definitely be across the line.
Like,
Yeah, if you're giving Kareem Hunt another chance, but yeah, we didn't give Ray Rice another chance.
you see what I'm
I mean?
saying? Exactly,
And-
same
and
thing.
It's ridiculous. Like, if you know me, you know how I'm about domestic violence. You know
And
about
they
my
got
family,
married.
my past, and all that.
Yeah.
And kind of going to what you were saying. Some women are wild and they provoke that stuff. And I know that. But me as a man, I'm still not going to swing at you.
Yeah.
You can spit at me, punch me, do
Yeah.
whatever you want. I'm going to get super upset and frustrated, but I'm not going to hit you because.
and punch. And she's
Yeah.
throwing the first
Okay, I'll
punches.
put it to
and
this-
5
I'll put it to
punches,
this way. When
and
I-
keep spitting on you.
And I don't care because I dislike this woman a lot. My ex-wife,
Oh,
she was pregnant and she went off on me when she was pregnant with our second daughter and called the cops on me. I had cuts, bruises, I was bleeding. The cops come in, try to arrest me. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm like, look at her and look at me.
That side
and then,
also
and then
isn't
they
right
flipped
either.
it around. But see, that's what I'm saying. Like,
welcome to Unnamed Confessions today on Unnamed Sports Show.
and it is what it is. But no, at the end of the day, no matter, I know a lot of women provoke this. Like the one with Kareem Hunt, that chick provoked him to do it because if you saw the video and saw how she was acting and things she was doing, but that still doesn't give you the right as a man to put your
No.
hands on a woman.
Yeah.
Walk your ass. Excuse me.
But stop
walk
dealing
away.
with them.
If you keep
Yeah.
get away from that relationship.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But if you're not in a relationship or you're with these groupies or whatever it may be, like a lot of these players are, and you see that, just walk away from it. If they hit you, whatever, and you're in a casino like these guys or a hotel, there's cameras everywhere.
There's cell
There's
phones
cameras everywhere all the time these days. Yeah.
everywhere. Just assume that you're always being
Yes.
But
recorded.
yeah, it's like a
Always.
double standard. Some guys get a chance and some don't, and it shouldn't be that way.
That's
Yeah.
that's the problem. I'm taking the Bills. I held on to that a long.
Why?
long,
Because
long
Allen
time.
got paid? Because
Allen got paid.
I mean, he got paid, so you
He
better do it
deserves it.
now.
He deserves his payday.
Don't
Yeah.
wait. Don't wait till they got to start breaking your team apart. Be like,
And they got a really
So-
good team. They
Diggs
do.
is just
he's different. So I think the Bills have a good shot. You know, I respect the Chiefs pick. I think the Chiefs are going to be right there. They have no reason not to be. The Packers are also going to be decent. I personally don't think, but see the thing with the Packers though is their division is trash. Not great.
I mean,
it's
they're
not.
good- they'll win
it's
the
not
division.
trash. I shouldn't
Yeah.
say trash, but it isn't great. The Lions aren't the
smells.
line. Yeah,
It
it's a little
stinks.
stinky.
Yeah.
Have no clue what Lions are gonna
Yeah, the
be.
Lions
Yeah.
we don't know, but we don't think they're going to be world beaters. The Vikings have Kirk Cousins, who is losing sponsorships because he's not getting vaccinated. And then the Bears, we don't know what they're going to be, but we don't think they're going to be great. So it's like
Not this year.
the
Nope.
the Packers are still the best team in that division, but I don't know. Aaron Rodgers, I just can't cheer for him.
Well, and it just sucks
Why?
too for the rest of the NFC because then we got to go deal with the Packers because they're always going to be,
Yeah.
they're winning
Rested,
the-
rested,
You
and
know,
not
like,
stressed out.
Yeah, you're not waiting till a wild card game. You're just waiting to see who we're going to
Yeah.
play. And you're like, ah.
And there's an
Packing off
extra
to
game this
Green
year,
Bay.
so
Yeah.
we gotta deal with that.
Yeah,
I'm taking the 49ers
of course you are.
Of
because
course you are.
you know,
Why
it's not being
wouldn't you?
biased.
Quansa
They were hurt last year, and I think if they weren't hurt, they would have been right back there. At least in the hunt, playing for in the NFC Championship. So I'm putting them right back there, and they're going to win it this time with their rookie quarterback in the Super Bowl because he's going to get playoff time, and they're going to win it.
They
Hashtag
fired you. You
Quastradamus.
fired your coach
Nostradamus.
week 15.
Heck no, fire the coach. He's not going anywhere.
Kyle is his. I'm trying to tell you.
You want to put money on that he won't get fired?
No,
this
I'm
year?
not putting
Okay.
any more money on the team
Well,
stuff.
I still owe you dinner for something.
you
what
do.
bet was that?
That was the bet of the Golden Knights going down in 6 to the Canadians. I called that and picked I called my own shot. I said in 6 before the series
Everyone gets lucky sometimes.
on the air. Everyone
did.
said, "You crazy? Golden Knights gonna beat them in 5."
They
I was
should've.
like,
They should have. That was terrible. Serious.
"It's called hot goalie."
It's called goalie gives up the puck with a minute left in the game and lets you score.
Y'all,
Can't make a shot.
That would have been 5.
Y'all haven't seen that hot goalie yet.
They were a hot team going in the playoffs
I-
to begin with. So you
trying
got
to
momentum
tell
by
you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I have
Well,
lost to
they
that
shouldn't
hot
even been
goalie.
allowed to play because they're not supposed to be able to cross the border. So I got some problems with that. So that kind of
You're supposed to have a walkover
that kind of means the
forfeit.
bet's off.
Yeah, walkover forfeit is what you thought you were getting. No,
It should have been.
No,
That's not fair. Nobody else in the country is allowed to come over here unless you're a hockey player. Come
that's
on.
right. Bring them in.
Anyways,
It's called our biggest export is hockey.
Right now, it
You
is.
go play. You go play and bring money back to our country.
Melissa, thanks for coming through. Let everybody know where they can find you and when they can watch, and we'll have you on again soon.
I appreciate it. Girl Chat Sports Live every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific,
Coast time.
10 p.m. Eastern time.
10
Yeah, that's right.
Pacific.
It's Monday. I don't work today. I'm just like, brain not functioning. At Girl Chat Sports on all social media, YouTube. Subscribe to us and follow. We got a group on Facebook.
A group
Check
on?
it out. A group.
Oh, I thought you had a
On-
group
I
on.
thought I heard
And a
Groupon. I was
page.
like, what?
I heard you, girl.
Because, some of y'all don't really have pages and groups. So I just want to make sure, hey, everybody get up a group. Get up a page,
Hey.
Shots
Get the
fired. Bloop, bloop.
We got a group.
I mean, everybody loves to share stuff on everybody's pages. It'd be nice if we could share some on everybody else's
If you are
pages,
following our
too.
group page, you could share your show on our group page.
When did you have a group page?
We've had
Look
a
it
group
up.
page for a little while.
Unnamed Sports Show has a group
I
page.
tagged it. I tagged it on my
We
on my
just haven't
post.
done
Oh,
anything.
you
to it
tagged
yet.
it on your
I
post.
tagged it on my post at the beginning. Since we've
I
had
feel
the
like I'm in the group.
There's only 7 people right now. we haven't really promoted it.
wow.
No, that's
Really?
the page. That's
I
not the
know.
group page.
Yeah. The group page? No, I mean
There's
Yeah,
a
sure.
group
the
and then
group
there's a page. Yeah.
All right, Jose.
Sorry.
Oh.
What up? You just said Jose.
Tell everyone where they can find you.
Come on, man. I'm trying to
He
leave.
didn't give me that
The
nice,
The lead in.
the lead in for me. Well, no, man.
Find
straight-
Jose every Wednesday, 9 p.m. West Coast time.
Come on.
Right here on Gorilla Cross Radio
Can
on
I
Straight
get it
Bet
in?
Sports.
Jeez.
Follow at Jose_Volante.
Straight Bet
And
Sports on
Straight
all
Bet
things
Sports
social
on all
media,
things social
YouTube,
media.
Instagram,
Find him
Facebook.
there. I'm Quan.
Apple,
That's
Spotify,
Josh.
Anchor, everything.
I need tacos before I punch a pigeon. A pigeon.
Save the
You
pigeons.
never want to punch a pigeon?
No.
No.
It's kind of hard.
Really?
They move around too much.
You like
You're
try
gonna
to
get
rub
PETA
them.
on you.
You rub pigeons?
Yeah, and then you wash your
Ah.
hands. You don't feed pigeons?
You just said rub pigeon.
Yeah, you pet them.
I've never petted a pigeon in my
never
life.
petted a pigeon.
You haven't lived in New York.